Here's a psychological trap that is silently destroying your finances, your relationships, and your career right now, and almost nobody talks about it. It's called the sunk cost fallacy, and once you see it, you literally cannot unsee it. So what is it? A sunk cost is any time, money, or energy you have already spent that you cannot get back. The fallacy is the irrational belief that because you have already invested something, you must keep going, even when every logical signal is screaming at you to stop. And here's where it gets wild. This is not a flaw in uneducated or impulsive people. Research from Cornell University published in 2019 found that the sunk cost fallacy affects people regardless of intelligence, income, or education level. Your brain literally cannot escape it without deliberate effort. The reason this happens goes deep into evolutionary psychology. For hundreds of thousands of years, wasting a resource meant death. If you spent 3 days tracking a deer and lost it, your brain wired itself to keep searching rather than abandon that investment. That survival mechanism is now catastrophically misfiring in the modern world. Here is how it shows up in real life. A 2018 study from the University of Chicago found that people who paid more for a gym membership actually went less frequently after the first month, because the mental obligation created stress and avoidance. They were trapped by what they already paid. Think about how many people stay in relationships that are clearly over simply because they have been together for 5 or 7 or 12 years. The years already spent have zero bearing on whether the next year will be happy or miserable, but the brain refuses to accept that math. In business, this gets even more expensive. NASA continued pouring funding into the Space Shuttle Challenger program after multiple internal engineers flagged serious safety concerns in 1986. The investment was too large to psychologically walk away from. The result was catastrophic. Researchers Daniel Kahneman and Amos Tversky, who won the Nobel Prize in Economics in 2002 for their work on behavioral economics, demonstrated through repeated experiments that humans feel the pain of a loss approximately 2.5 times more intensely than the pleasure of an equivalent gain. That asymmetry is exactly why we hold losing stocks too long, stay in bad jobs, and finish terrible movies just because we already watched 40 minutes. A landmark study published in Organizational Behavior and Human Decision Processes tested over 400 executives making business decisions and found that 68% admitted to continuing failed projects solely because of prior investment, even when presented with clear data showing negative returns ahead. So how do you actually break free from this? The most powerful technique is what behavioral economists call the zero-based thinking exercise. Stop and ask yourself one question. If I had not already invested anything here, would I choose to start this today with what I now know? If the honest answer is no, that is your signal. The past investment is gone regardless of what you decide next. The only variable you actually control is what you do from this moment forward. The second technique is to separate the decision from the identity. Your brain interprets abandoning a sunk cost as admitting failure or weakness. Reframe it. Cutting losses is not weakness, it is the highest form of strategic intelligence. Some of the most successful investors in the world describe their edge not as picking winners, but as getting out of losers faster than everyone else. The third technique is to set exit criteria before you begin anything. Before you start a project, a relationship conversation, or an investment, write down the specific conditions under which you will walk away. Having that rule written in advance removes the emotional weight in the moment. The sunk cost fallacy is everywhere once you know it. And the people who master this one cognitive shift consistently make better decisions in every single area of life.